A very good afternoon, children. Well, in today's class of English language, we shall practice some exercise on the lesson active and passive voice. Okay. In the past class, we studied the lesson active and passive voice. Before we go on to do some practice on this lesson, a better recap on what is an active voice and passive voice briefly. All right. Okay. As you know that every subject has a subject, a verb, and an object. Right. So a subject, what is a subject? A subject is an agent who performs the verb on the object. That means a subject is an agent who performs an action. Okay, verb here means who performs an action on the object. All right. So let's try to understand this with the help of an example. Well, okay, you can see the first example there. The first example is I swim in the ocean. All right. Now, in this sentence, I is the subject, swim is the verb, and the ocean is the object. All right. So here we are just trying to understand, we're just trying to identify what is a subject and what is a verb and what is an object in a sentence. All right. We are just trying to identify the three things, that is the subject, the verb, and the object in the sentence. All right. Now you can see the second example. My mom plays a violin. Okay. Now here in this sentence, my mom is the subject, plays is the verb, and violin is the object. Okay, so we understood what is the subject, what is a verb, and the object. Now see, active voice. See, when a subject, what is an active voice in brief? See, when a subject is directly acting on the object, okay, when the subject is directly acting on the object, then the sentence is written in active voice. Okay, now in case of passive voice, when the object is acted upon, when the object is acted upon by the subject, then the sentence is written in passive voice. Okay, so these are the things we'll remember when we are doing the exercises. Okay, now first of all, before we go on to do the exercise, I will just cite some example, or I'll just show some example how to convert active into passive with few examples. All right, so on your screen you can see there are 4 examples. There's a box there with 2 columns. On the left hand side you see active voice, and the right hand side you see passive voice. Now look at the first sentence. I'm going to read the first sentence for you. The first sentence says, I ate strawberry pie. I ate strawberry pie. Now this sentence is an active voice. All right. Now here the sentence, in this sentence, I is the subject, ate is the verb, and the strawberry pie is the object. Now please remember that whenever you are converting this sentences in the active voice into passive voice, the subject becomes the object and the object becomes the subject. That is very important point that you'll have to remember. All right. Okay, so the subject becomes the object and the object becomes the subject, means that whenever you are converting a sentence from active voice to passive voice, so in the passive voice you've got to begin the sentence with the object. Okay, the object of the active voice becomes the subject in the passive voice. All right, you can see the example there. I'm going to read out again. I ate the strawberry pie. I is the subject, ate is the verb, and the strawberry pie is the object. So you've got to begin the sentence with an object, right? So here the object is the strawberry pie, so you've got to begin the sentence with the strawberry pie, and the answer is the strawberry pie was eaten by me. So what did we see in the passive voice? That the subject became the object and the object became the subject. Okay, now similarly, sentence number 2, I bought a Honda car. All right, here I is the subject, bought is the verb, and a Honda car is the object. Right, now when you convert it into passive voice, as I said, the object in the active voice becomes the subject in the passive voice. Therefore you've got to begin the sentence with a Honda car. Okay, so a Honda car was bought by me. So when you convert this sentence into passive voice, it sounds like this. That is, a Honda car was bought by me. All right, now let us see sentence number 3. The sun rises from the east. Okay, the sun rises from the east. The subject is the sun. Verb is rises here. Okay, now east. Now see here. It's a it's a universal fact that the sun rises from the east. All right, now this sentence is in active voice. Now you'll have to begin the sentence from the object here in the passive voice. So we begin from the sentence with what? With east. Okay, so when you convert it into a passive voice, it sounds like this. East is where the sun rises from. Okay, now this sentence we are not going to write, we are not going to use the word by here. Okay, all right, look at the sentence construction. East is where the sun rises from. All right, okay, now look at the fourth sentence in the active voice. Reshma can do skydiving. Reshma can do skydiving. Okay, here Reshma is the subject. Okay, can do is the verb, and skydiving is the rather do is the verb here, and skydiving is the object. Therefore you've got to begin the sentence with the object in the active voice. The object is skydiving. Now this becomes the subject in the passive voice. So your answer is skydiving can be done by Reshma. Alright, so these are the few examples that I cited here right now. Now we will do some practice exercises. Okay, alright. Okay, now let us see the practice exercise there. Number 1, begin to see sentence number 1 there. Change the sentences into passive voice. Okay, the question is, the Queen of Sheba presented Solomon with 2 garlands. Now in this sentence, the subject is what? The subject is the Queen of Sheba. Okay, what is the verb here? Presented. What did she present? She presented 2 garlands. So 2 garlands is what? It's the object here. Now as the rule, you have to begin the sentence with the object in the passive voice. Okay, so when you begin the sentence with the object in the passive voice, the sentence appears like this. The answer is, 2 garlands were presented by the Queen of Sheba to Solomon. So this is the answer. So what did we notice here? We noticed here that the subject became the object in the passive voice. Okay, and the object became the subject. All right, now let us see sentence number 2. Right, now let us see the second sentence. Now the second sentence is, rewrite the sentence using the passive voice. Okay, the sentence is, the night before a lone owl let an ominous hoot. Okay, now here as I said, you've got to begin the sentence with the object. Okay, so when you begin the sentence with the object, first the subject is the lone owl, the verb is let out, and the object here is an ominous hoot. Okay, now when you change the sentence appears, the night before. This will remain the same. The night before. What was the object in the active voice? The ominous hoot. Okay, so a night before, an ominous hoot was let out by a lone owl. Okay, so this is sentence 2. Now let us see sentence number 3. Sentence number 3, also you've got to change the sentence into a passive voice again. Right, the sentence is, Uncle Bernard called Richard a coward. Okay, now here the subject is Uncle Bernard. Okay, the verb is called, and what is the object here? Object is Richard. Now you've got to begin the sentence with what? Richard here. Okay, right, so the answer is, Richard was called a coward by Uncle Bernard. So Uncle Bernard was the subject in the active voice. Now it became object in the passive voice, and Richard was the object in the active voice. In passive voice, it becomes the subject. Okay, so your answer is, Richard was called a coward by Uncle Bernard. Okay, now let's see sentence number 4. All right, sentence number 4 here. Now what this is, till now we were converting the sentence from active to passive. Now you've got to convert the sentence from passive to active. Okay, now rewrite the sentence using active voice. Active voice, yes, the rule is same here. The subject becomes object and the object becomes a subject. Okay, see, the Willy cat ate all the ice cream. What is the subject here? The Willy cat. Verb ate. Object all the ice cream. So you've got to begin the sentence with all the ice cream. Okay, it's the rule is same. Here also the subject becomes the object and the object becomes the subject, and your answer is the ice cream was eaten. Okay, the ice cream was eaten by the Willy cat, or you can also say all the ice cream was eaten by the Willy cat. So did you notice the subject became the object and the object became the subject? Okay, right. Now let us see the 5th sentence. State whether the sentence is an active or a passive voice. Now you'll have to tell me whether this sentence is an active or a passive voice. Okay, I'll read out the sentence for you. Rakesh passed the plate full of food to the person sitting on the right. Now you've got to tell me whether this sentence is active or a passive. Now see, here what we notice is that the subject is acting upon the object here, isn't it? Okay, the subject is acting upon the object, means the subject is performing the action here, isn't it? Okay, directly. So Rakesh passed the Rakesh is the subject, passed the full plate of food to whom? To the person sitting on the right. Now this sentence is in which voice? This sentence is in active voice. Okay, since the subject is acting upon the object directly. Now these are the practice exercises on active and passive voice. In coming up classes we will do some more exercises related to the other chapters we've covered so far. Okay, well, that's all for now. Stay safe and stay connected.